Hello, my name is Jordania Alves from Federal University of Amazonas, and I represent the paper Analysis of the Contributions of Microenterprise to Sustainable Consumption. The inappropriate use of natural resources has intensified in recent decades, causing, among other consequences, the decay of ecosystems, rising temperatures, dehydratants, the risk of forest fires, and change in natural cycles resulting from bold human intervention, favoring environmental degradation. Clean production aims to find ways to minimize this prejudiced way of people are working and trying to find solutions to replace end-of-pipe strategies, efficient use of resource, generation of less waste, positive financial result, innovation, and environmental protection. In Brazil, we have this background. We have globalization of the markets, consumer demand. We have an uncontrolled population growth. We are a developed country. Our economic base is agricultural, and the lack of government commitment is a big problem for us, for everybody. The objective of this study is to analyze sustainable production and consumption (SCP) practices at Brazilian micro companies located in the state of Pernambuco in northeast of Brazil. We used a questionnaire identifying the benefits these practices bring, as well as their importance to increase the competitiveness among micro companies. As methodology, we have an exploratory study, and all participants were from the state of Pernambuco, and they all were legalized. Pernambuco is here, is this green one, states and the coast, and we interviewed 10 micro companies, and non-probability sampling was used due to its low cost and low need of time. The research was approved by the Research Ethics Committee. The data collection was conducted by a questionnaire based on studies conducted by several authors, found in several scientific study databases, in addition to official documents disclosed by the Brazilian Minister of the Environment. The instrument is composed of 50 structured questions related to sustainable production and consumption practices. These questions are designed as key indicators for measurement and divided into 8 dimensions. The use of 5-point Likert scale, we will use this, and these questionnaires were sent by email or applied personally, and the questionnaire was divided in 3 parts. The first of these parts involves professional questions about the respondent related to education, position held and length of time in the company, and whether the respondent has any system certification. The second one was divided into 2 specific groups, and finally the third one addresses questions that asks to what degree the respondent believes that the practices are seen as benefit to the company. The dimensions of the questionnaire were general indications, administrative practices, environment, natural resource, with all of these questions, the position related to waste, recycling, influence, and selective collection, supplier, the position of suppliers, so if they have social practices, what they think about, and what they think about the benefits of SCP. And the companies that respond to the questionnaire, they are divided in these groups. Hairdressers, 38, 12 cosmetic trades, 20 food industry, 7 health club, 15 Greek industry, 13 food service, 6 accounting and courses, 8 food service, 15 bakehouse, and 9 paint industry and trade. And as a result of sustainable consumption practices implemented by micro companies, we have this scenario that I will show in the other slide. And we have this perspective with the administrative practice pointed as the part of more actions and more environmental actions. In the research group, the administrative practices were the most implemented by micro companies, and these practices are related to the indicators of the use of recycled paper, conscious use and use of paper, the use of electric power responsible by employers, and the incentive to use mugs to reduce disposable cups, corroborating with the most implemented indicators by the analyzed micro companies. For micro companies, despite the unanimous agreement of the benefits that sustainable practices bring, it can be noticed that some issues are still a challenge to the work at home, since companies may not yet contribute the proper importance to the use of sustainable practices and their total functioning to have a perception of the benefits. And for final considerations, even the studied companies have adopted some measures to promote sustainable consumption practices, little progress has been made and the shortcomings are still large. So we can observe that they did use of simple law investments. They shows a lack of knowledge about sustainable practices, and the importance of the benefit of sustainable practices are in their mind, but we have to find ways to try to improve this awareness. As Martinez and Poveda says, it's important to promote sustainable consumption practices suitable for micro-enterprise so that the entrepreneurs understand the advantages of cleaner production practices as a strategy to improve the process, increase customers, reduce costs, and ensure product quality. We acknowledge coordenação de aperfeiçoamento de pessoas de nível superior, ao Conselho Nacional de Desenvolvimento Científico e Tecnológico e a Fundação de Amparo à Ciência e Tecnologia do Estado de Pernambuco. Thank you. Any questions? You can mail me. Bye bye.